So, Patrick, Derby time, obviously fabulous for you last year. I think, is it nine runners this time round?
9 runs, yeah.
9 runners, nicely spread out. And I'd like to go through them sort of heat by heat, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Starting out, 2 runners, in fact, trap 1 and trap 2 in the opening heat, Aussie Captain and Scooby Prince. How did you see that one going?
I think they're well drawn, both of them. Aussie Captain is in the right trap. Aussie Captain will have to lead in that race, because there's a few strong runners in the race, and I think it's a very good heat, to be honest. But Scooby Prince, I think he's been trialling very well at Toasted. I don't have him that long, and I think he's a big runner if he can turn second behind the captain.
Yeah, presumably Triona's travelling on the outside would be a big danger.
It'd be a big danger, But I think we didn't see the best of Scooby Prince yet. He's better than what these trials suggest, and I think he can do easy 29:20, 29:10.
Because am I right saying that he was a finalist in the Kirby Memorial?
He was a finalist in the Kirby Memorial and won a big puppy race last year at Shelbourne Park as well. He done 28:10 around Shelbourne, and he's the longer he's here, the better he sells.
And he's 100 to 1 anti-post. Is that about right?
I think it's massive, totally overpriced. I got other dogs into this. Listen, he shouldn't be 100 to 1. He's only a 33 to 1 chance.
So, Patrick, moving on to the second heat, Bocco's Belly, I think, is being priced up at 6 to 4 to win the heat.
The thing is, I think with Bocco's Belly, what it is he'd be hard to be kept out of the first 3, isn't he? He's the sort of dog who can turn 4th, and he'll do dogs coming home sort of thing. But again, really, it's a miracle he's there, because he broke his shoulder at Hove last year. He come back. His trials have been superb. He won there in 29:20 trial stake, and I think he's only going to go one way, and that's forward. He's very well drawn in this race. Jaguar Macy's been running well again for Graham, and I think whoever goes round in front of them too probably win the race. But it's all about qualifying at the end of the day, and I think Bocco's Belly has a lot more in the tank than what you've seen so far.
Yeah, he certainly is. He isn't going to be phased by the repeated runs, is he? Once a week over 6 weeks.
No, not at all. He's a very strong runner. Listen, he done last year 29:03. That track record held up almost for a year. But he's an all-round dog. He's the thing he lacks probably the most, when he comes off the second bend, he has a bit of a flat spot. Yeah, but then when he goes halfway down the back straight, he really, really mows. And that's sometimes his downfall. But listen, he's a great dog, and I think he can do very well in the Derby.
And he presumably eventually go a bit further as well.
Yeah, I think he's a 6:30 dog more. That's what he is, in my opinion. That's later on in the year, in August, I think it is over 6:30. I think that's his main target.
Moving on to the 5th heat, and you have Dealish Frankie, 50 to 1 anti-post. I think 3 to 1 being quoted to win his heat. I always get the impression that you're really quite sweet on him.
Yeah, I am. He's only a July. I think that is the dog of mine who's in the toughest heat of all of them. I think the one dog of John, he's a very good puppy. He trialled yesterday on 15:58 or something around Toasted. Dealish Frankie can't do that 15:58. He's probably at his best a 15:70 dog, but from halfway he's very, very strong. And at the end of the day, you've got to look at his form. He only finished once in all his career at the first 2, and he finished 4th in the final at Hove. And that was more because of the draw than not being quick enough, So, but on the other hand, what I have to say, and there's no disrespect to other dogs, he never took on this class of dog. Do you know what I mean? He always against puppies. So now he's going to step up the mark, and now really, and he's only a puppy still. He's only a July, so he's going to be thrown in the Derby. And I think he's good enough. I think he could be one of them dogs who could get, if he gets there and he gets a run a week, he could get better and better and better. That's what happened to him at Mulmore, and he's a typical improving pup. But it'd be tough to qualify from that heat, because he has to be on his toes at the start, and he has to turn handy, because there's some good dogs in that race.
Moving on to Heat 6, La Toro. I think going to start round about 2s on from the look of things at this stage, and I think what 28 to 1 anti-post. How do you rate him?
He's very good. He's very fast. Him and Tom Falcon are the two fastest I have, in my opinion. You know, but again, he's the sort of dog. I know he didn't win a lot of races, but to be fair to him, I put him in the laurels at Petty Bar just to give him some more education so he could run against better dogs, really. And I thought he done absolutely brilliant. And he was surrounded sort of more by sprinty type dogs, and he's an out and out 500-meter dog. And I think he educated himself a lot, and he was very clever and brave at Petty Bar. So I hope he can continue that progress, and I think he could be a massive runner in the derby.
Moving on to the Friday night, and you've got Black Rose Ty in Heat 13. I take it probably one of your bigger outsiders.
He is. On the other hand, he's a fast dog than 29.50 on few occasions there. He probably lacks a bit of early. He's got good middle, and he stays very strong. He's more like a 5.75 dog Romford, really. He's 35.10, 35.20. But if he gets a run, he'll go at least 2 or 3 rounds. He could do that, you know. He's a good dog, but he's more like a 5.75 dog than a 100-meter dog.
Moving on to Heat 19, the defending champion. Again, not an easy heat by any stretch, is it?
No, it's not an easy heat, but then I think they're more worried about him than he's about somebody else, you know, if I'm honest. He's in great form. He done a great trial last week. He only had 2 races back from me since his layoff. They were good. I know he didn't win, but he ran well. Times are coming down with every run, and I think he's in great form. And you know, listen, if he comes away, and you know yourself, if he gets a run, I think he'll be in the first 3.
Again, he looks like another one of the dogs who will really relish the racing. He looks as though they're going to improve during the competition.
Yeah, he will do. He's just laid out for this competition, Floyd. We never had no intention to do anything else with him, just a derby. I think he's good enough to win it again. I think he's in good form. He's as good as he was last year. I wouldn't say he's better. I wouldn't say he's worse. He's just the same. He does his own thing. There's not a lot of wide runners in. He should get his draw every time. What's very important in this derby, and as long as you don't get held up around the first 2 bends, I think he's 29.10 all day long, isn't he, round Toaster? So, and if he gets a run, that's good enough to finish in the first 3.
There probably won't be many dogs in the derby that will run the track better than him either, will there?
No, and you look at his record at Toaster, he's never finished out the first 3 in all his life, never. And the thing is, he runs a bend as quick as a straight. He's, in my opinion, he's in the form of his life. He's really well in himself, and I think he'll, you know, fingers crossed, he'll have a good derby.
And what price are the kennel on at?
For 50s.
50s? I can't be bad. I think he's best price 20s now, isn't he?
Yeah. We've got Latara at 80s. We've got Dealish Frankie at 66. We're on, but we're at Scrooby Prince. I can't believe he's 100 to 1. He's a real fast dog, honestly, but people didn't see the best of him.
And again, now, Patrick, moving on to Saturday, Heat 25, Romeo on tilt, trap 1, being quoted at 3 to 1 to win his heat.
Yeah, I think he's a dark horse, he is. He is a dog I took to Hove for the trial, and he done 29.20 over 500. Then he went quicker than Latari, he went quicker than Dealish Frankie, he went quicker than a lot of my good dogs. And he is one of them dogs. He's getting better with every run, but the only thing he don't do, and he don't drive a bend. He's sort of a bit, how would I say it, awkward, you know. But if he can improve on that, you know, drive a first bend a bit better, he's a massive runner. He has 29.20 all day in his locker, all day. Yeah,
that's one thing about the derby, isn't it? And because the dogs are continually going around the same track, then it does kind of build that confidence that they will drive themselves into the bend, won't they?
Yeah, he does, and he's one of them dogs, you know. He come over, he won at Nottingham, we had him there for the British Bred competition. It didn't work out, then he stopped checking at the pickup at Toast, and then gave him a few solo trials, and that's when I took him to Hove with me. You know, I switched him about to a few tracks and that really didn't work. So that's when we decided just keep him at Toasted. And he won the race there. He finished the last time, I think he finished second or third, but he ran very well, got beat nothing. And I think he's one of them dogs again, you know, he's still young, he still can improve. He only has a few races and he's a fast dog. He's 28, I think he done 28.50 around Clonmel for when he was with Graham Holland and everything, but he's an improving sort, you know, he's not, you know, when you have certain dogs, they are what they are, but this one will still improve, this Romeo Untold.
Your final run with the first round, Romeo De Niro, track 2 in heat 32.
Yeah, he's a great little dog. He's a great little dog, but I'm not sure Toasted is his favourite track, if I'm honest. You know, he loves Perry Bar. When you look at this form of Perry Bar, he's unreal. You know, like last week he done 28.10 round there, and he's a brilliant dog round there. But he's well drawn. Listen, it's all about coming away with him and leading and sort of catch me if you can. And he is 29.50 round Toasted, but. You know, we put him in the Derby. There's nothing else really about for him, but hopefully if he gets knocked out, he can go in the British bred races on Derby final night.